I'm here to talk about the deadly sins again because a lot of y'all need to know what y'all need to work on. Okay? Alright, the first sin is lust. Okay? A very strong desire, a very strong sexual desire. These are some words that will break down what lust means, okay? Lustfulness, desire, passion, sex drive, okay? Let's see. So let's look up lust. This is what the devil uses against us to break us down, to keep us away from the devil, okay? Not away from the devil, away from God, away from the Most High, okay? Away from our higher self, all right? 55, and it's time for a change, all right? Lust, an intense, consuming sexual desire or craving that often objectifies others for personal gratification. It differs from love by focusing on physical hunger rather than emotional intimacy. Signs include intense physical attraction, obsession, and lack of desire for deeper connection. It can cause emotional instability, heartbreak, and moral conflict. Types of lust: physical attraction, sexual hunger, intense, urgent cravings for sexual contact. Okay, objectification usage, viewing other person as a tool for pleasure rather than a person. That's what a lot of y'all do. When you see somebody look good to you, you just want to have sex with them. 155, and that's not how you're supposed to be. That's not how God wants you to be. You're not supposed to look at that person as a sex tool. 202, and a lot of you guys do that shit. Whether it's children, whether it's an older person, or whether it's just a regular person, you do that shit. And you know you're wrong for that. I may not see it, but God see it. 222 was on timer. It says a physical attraction. Because if you love somebody, it's not that easy to have sex with somebody else. 233. Alright, physical attraction, sexual hunger, intense, urgent cravings for sexual contact. Objectifies usage, viewing other person as a tool for pleasure rather than a person. Obsessiveness, inflect, in, in, inflectuation, intense fixation on a person, often causing a disgrace for red flags. Oh, a disregard for red flags. Okay? An intense longing for someone else's partner or forbidden experience. Lust for power, a desire to control or dominate another person. Okay, signs of lust. Exclusive sexual. The relationship centers solely on physical intimacy. This is how you know you're lusting over somebody. Because the relationship centers solely on physical intimacy. It shouldn't just be about sex when it comes to somebody you're with. It should be about more than it. You should be able to be around this person physically, 355, and spiritually on a soul level. This is how you should be able to connect with this person. Not just for sexual desires. Because that shit'll start at 404 to get old. Then you'll start focusing on something else. It's not good to be 411 lustful. Okay? No future focus, lack of desire for long-term commitment or emotional bonding. You're supposed to want to bond with your partner. 422. It's adding up and making sense now, ain't it? 8:08 p.m. Okay? 429. You ain't supposed to be just having sex with different people because you just can't help yourself for having sex. No, that's lust. 438. No future focus, lack of desire for long-term commitment or emotional bonding. Intense physical reaction, racing heart, sweating, and strong urge for touch. Selfishness, prioritizing one's own pleasure over the well-being for the other person. Okay, that's what a lot of y'all do. You act like you can't wait to have sex with your real partner, not with children. Because you got women and men that do stuff with kids. Because they can't wait to have sex with somebody. They feel like they too ugly to go get somebody that's their fucking age. They got to touch these fucking children. Sick in the fucking head, 5, 30, 23, and wonder why some of y'all sick. Wonder why some of y'all ain't doing good. Wonder why some of y'all just overweight. And the people that feel some type of way is the people that's doing this shit. You can hide, but you can't hide nothing from God. Me either. Tell you the truth, you can't hide shit from me either. I can see it in your face that you're a filthy, disgusting ass person. I might not say nothing to you, but I can see it. 555. And you need to change that shit because that ain't cool. How can you sit there and touch a child when this child's supposed to be able to trust you? This child's supposed to be able to run to you when they need you, 611. Not be fucking scared of you. And a lot of y'all make these kids feel bad. Treat them like shit. 622. And it's worse when it's your family. 633. Biological urge and innate natural sexual desire that becomes inarrogant. I mean inarrated. Whatever the fuck they say. Emotional need, a symptom of loneliness, insecurity, or a lack of self-worth. Past trauma, past experiences, or emotional wounds. Hold on. Cultural influence, media and social glorifying sexual gratifications. Effects of lust. Okay, objectifying, degrading both that the person that being lusted after and oneself. Emotional by hold on, what is this? See, they be trying to use these big ass words, so y'all won't know what the fuck it mean. Okay? Creating anxiety, instability, and a roller coaster of feelings. Heartbreak, leading to disappointment when reality fails to meet expectation. Moral, spiritual conflict conspired, a sinful thought, or an inordinated craving in many particular regions, contents. Okay? A lot of y'all let lust mess up your relationship with the Most High. Because you lust to be touched on. You just lust to be felt on. So some of y'all use children with your sick-minded asses and wonder why shit happening to you. Because you know what the fuck you doing and you think you're getting away with it. But God ain't letting you get away with it, but you think you're getting away with it. Because you ain't really sitting there thinking about why you getting sick. Why shit happening to you. And I don't feel sorry for now one of y'all. I don't feel sorry for y'all because y'all sick in the fucking mind. 838. And you know you are. You know why you get sick. 844. You know why you're like you are because you're a sick-minded bastard. You're a sick-minded motherfucker. That's why you're sick. Because you're sick in your mind. And when you're sick in your mind, it spreads to your body. Sloth. Gloomy. Okay. Overindulging. Greed or exclusive consumption of food, drinks, and or material pleasures, often seen as a failure of self-resistance. You act like you can't resist yourself from sex. You act like you can't resist yourself from food. Because in the Bible 9:55 it says you can freaking, what is that called, Most High? Hold on, y'all. I'm trying to figure out what it's called. Back itching. It's called when you go without food. Hold on, y'all, because I'm trying to think of it. Because they got too much going on. I really want to do them separated. Because it's a lot. It's in one of them. It's a lot for one word. It's a lot of stuff you need to know so you can be broken down so y'all can know what it is. But it's called, God, tell me what it's called. When you be without food. Hold on. Fasting. Yeah. I just put it down and I had found out what it means. Thank you, God. Fasting. It means to fast, okay? When you fast, you can fast. A lot of y'all don't like doing it because you act like you can't just live without food. Okay? You weren't even born with food. 11:33. Okay? And a lot of y'all call it starving because y'all was taught to stuff the fuck out of yourself. You was taught to stuff yourself to death. Okay? But you're supposed to take care of yourself. It's not good to stuff yourself to death. Okay? Often seen as a failure of self-restraint. Okay? That is a deadly sin. Frequently portrayed in art, literature, and media as a destructive vice, leading to moral decay, selfishness. It makes you selfish. Okay? And a loss of personal control. You can't even control yourself when you do shit like that. Okay? Hold on, let's see. So I like to look it up different ways so y'all can know what it means from the real perspective and the Bible's perspective. Okay? A reckless overindulging in food, drinks, or material pleasures linked to a lack of self-control and a heart prioritizing worldly cravings over spiritual fulfillment. So you're supposed to fast so you can be able to be closer to the Most High. And some of y'all don't do that. You think you can't live without food. When the Most High, when so-called Jesus fast, when he fast, he didn't die. He just got close to the God. Y'all think y'all gonna pass the fuck out when y'all eat no food. 13:13, yet you indulge, you stuff yourself to death. And you keep eating, and you keep eating, and you keep eating because you know you're wrong for something. Some of y'all eat because 13:22, you know you did some shit that's not right. 8:17 is adding up and makes sense, ain't it? I know. Some of y'all fattening y'allself up because y'all know y'all did some shit y'all ain't had no business. 13:33, and it's eating your ass alive. So you eat because you think that's giving really your pain, but it ain't doing that but making you sick too. Because some of y'all don't pray over y'all food when y'all eat. You just eating just to eat. Okay? Then it says, and I'm not talking about you. I'm just letting you know this is a sin. It's a sin to do that. It's a sin to stuff yourself. Knowing you already just ate. You still eating. That's a sin. Definition and heart issues. It says gluttony is not just about body size, but a heart condition where food or material items become idols or a false source of comfort. So that becomes your comfort, 14:22, to just eat. And that's not good because it can kill you. And y'all wonder why y'all get sick. I'm warning y'all. I'm telling y'all why. Warning in Proverbs. The book of Proverbs strongly warns against associating with those who overindulge. Stating, do not join those who drink too much wine or gorges themselves on meat. So the Most High telling you this. Proverbs 23:22 through 21. idolatry or of the belly. So it's like you're overindulging on your belly, knowing your belly can't have so much. Your belly is about the size of your fist, 1511. So that's how much you're supposed to eat. But y'all don't believe that. Y'all think I'm trying to starve you out. When you can fast. 1522, it wouldn't be in the Bible if you couldn't do it. Or some stuff is in the Bible. That's not supposed to be in there, but that's not one of them. Fasting gets you closer to God, 1533. Excuse me, that's confirmation. 1538. Okay, it says Phillips 3:19 describes those who end is destruction. Their God is their belly. So they glorify in their belly as their God. And it says, and they glory in their shame. Because when they get too, I ain't trying to talk about them, I'm just telling you what it is. Because some people get mad when I tell them the truth and they feel like I'm talking about them when I'm not. I'm just trying to help you to see if you sinning, if you know that that's a sin to do that, overindulge, to eat yourself to death. Hey, I was doing that at a point in time. And I stopped doing that shit because I know it's a sin. Once you know, you do better. This is what you're supposed to do. 1625, it says, it says associated sins. Gluttony is often listed alongside drunkenness, disobedience, and laziness. Okay, Titus 1 and 12, Deuteronomy 21 and 20. Look, I ain't got a lot of you. If you have to pause it, pause it. Read it for yourself. 1651. Then it says Temple of the Holy Spirit. 1 Corinthians 6:19 through 20 warns that Christians are temples of the Holy Spirit. So your body is a temple. So you're not supposed to indulge in stuff that you ain't supposed to be indulging in. Urging them to honor God with their bodies rather than destroying them through excess habits. Yeah, you make it a habit to stuff yourself to death. You make it a habit to drink yourself to death. Different types, aspects of gluttony in the Bible. Excess food, drink, consumption, the most direct form, defines as eating more than needed or gorging on meat and wine. Wastefulness, over-consuming resources to the point of waste. Craving, demanding food. Psalm 78:18 mentions people who tested God in their heart by demanding the food they craved. Laziness, sloth. Titus 1 and 12 refers to some as lazy gluttons, where indulgence leads to inaction. Material obsession, extending the consumption beyond food to a border obsession with material pleasures. That's why you're not supposed to care about none of this stuff. Key verses. Proverbs 23 and 2. Put a knife to your throat if you are given to gluttony. A metaphor for extreme self-control. 1 Corinthians 10 and 31. So whether you eat or drink, or whether you do all to the glory of God. Proverbs 25 and 16. If you have found honey, eat only enough for you, lest you have your fill of it and vomit it. So if you overeat it, you're going to vomit it. You're going to want to throw up. All right? You got to be careful with what you're doing. All right? You got to take care of yourself. Can't go around here feeling sorry for yourself. Envy. Okay, we're going to look up envy by itself, which is the painful or resentful awareness of an advantage, possession, or quality enjoyed by another couple with the desire to possess the same thing. So, like I could say, I got a car, and then you turn around and say, oh, I'm going to get a car too, because you got an attitude because you mad because I got a car in 1933. But why? I hate it, especially when family members do this. They got to compare and contrast when we family. You shouldn't have to be like that. You shouldn't have to feel like you have to compete with me. We family. Friends. You shouldn't have to feel like you should have to compete with me. We friends. They just gotta compare everything you got or everything you do. They just have to compare themselves to you. Why? You shouldn't be like that. If you're of God, you should be happy for that person, not try to tear them down because you feel like they better than you. No, they're just doing better. And you feel some type of way and you want to tear them down because they're doing better. They're trying to change their ways and do the right thing. Definition: it is a desire for the good fortune of others, which can be malice, wishing to reduce the other's status, or aspiring to match their success. So this person could see you successful and they want to do the same thing you do just to prove that they can do it too, or they can do it better than you or something like that. That's what that means. And y'all need to stop that shit. Especially if you're a family to somebody, or especially if you're somebody's friend. You shouldn't be trying to compete. Why be somebody's friend if you want to compete against them? Why be somebody's family member if you want to compete against them? It don't make sense. 2111, but some people do this. Origin: the word originate from the Latin. Oh, I ain't finna say all that. Meaning to look up with malice. Difference from jealousy. Envy is wanting what someone else has, while jealousy typically involves fearing that a third party will take away a relationship or possession you already have. Okay? Forms: it can appear as covert actions such as gossip or insecurity, praise, often referred to as the green eye monster. Content: it is recognized as one of the seven deadly sins, representing a unpardonable sin entailing a total loss of grace. Envy is often used interchangeably with jealousy in popular culture, despite these distinction definitions. Okay? So if this is you, you need to change that. 22, 24. Stop being like that. Wrath. Extreme anger. 22, 23, 33. And a lot of y'all get angry so fast. Y'all always angry for no fucking reason. And that's a way that the devil can keep you under control too, by getting you angry. That's why you're supposed to be slow to anger. And a lot of y'all get angry for no apparent reason. God's holy righteousness and indignation against sin, ungodliness, and disobedience. It is not a volatile, uncontrollable rage, but a deserved, judicial reaction to evil. Scripture describes God's wrath as a cup of judgment which Jesus bore on the cross, shedding believers from condemnation. Okay? Hold on, y'all. Okay, intense fury and often vengeful anger, frequently implying a desire for punishment. So you feel like you have to punish somebody because you feel like they better than you. 2355, but why are you jealous of that person? Do better. You won't have to feel like somebody better than you. 828 could be somebody could be born August the 28th. Take what resonate. This is what I'm saying. 2408. And that's what time it is, 8:28 p.m., okay? It says represents a profound emotional state, often associated with destruction or divine judgment, and is characterized as a deadly sin of uncontrollable rage. Usage example: divine, moral. The ancient city was destroyed by the wrath of God, the gods, or the prophet warned of impending wrath. Interpersonal. She stayed in her room to avoid her father's wrath after breaking the vase. Or the employee. face the manager's wrath. Okay? The coastal town felt the wrath of the hurricane, or earthquakes, or the wrath of the sea. Okay? Synonyms: common, rage, fury. Okay? Indignation, anger, resentment. Okay? Wrath differs from simple anger by being more intense, prolonged, and often leading to violence, vengeful action. So you feel like you got to put your hands on somebody. You feel like you got to hurt somebody. You feel like you got to off somebody because you mad. And that's not good. That's the way that the devil get y'all in his trap. 2541 could be significant. Okay? Laziness. The Most High wanted me to do this for a reason. Okay? Okay, it says on here, because it didn't say all this at first. A heart that resists growth, service, and devotion to God. A lack of care, failure to honor God's commandments. All right? 26:19. I'm going to read some of these verses. Proverbs 6. I'm going to Proverbs 6. And Proverbs is a good book to go to. All right, just to read on the daily, okay, to keep you from sinning, okay. Proverbs 6, 6, and 7, okay. It says, I am worn out from my groaning. All night long I flood my bed with weeping and drench my couch with tears, okay. Hold on. My eyes grow weak with sorrow. They fail because of all my foes. Away from me, all you who do evil, for the Lord has heard my weeping. The Lord has heard my cry for mercy. The Lord accepts my prayer. All my enemies will be overwhelmed with shame and anguish. They will turn back and suddenly be put to shame. Okay? Then it says Proverbs 13. See, people use like hand gestures. They try to talk in negative talk to throw it off on you, not knowing that shit coming back on them. And they wonder why they get sick. They wonder why shit happened to them. Because you putting it on yourself, trying to put it on somebody else. You think that person ain't paying attention. They may not be, but God always paying attention. That's what y'all fail to realize. God sees all. God knows all. God knows your thoughts before you even think it. God knows the way you are before you even act that way. So you can't hide nothing from God. That's why I stay in prayer. Because you never know, 28, 22, what a motherfucker thinking about. Especially when they enrage or anger. Because they willing to do anything, 28, 33, to prove a point. I don't have to prove a point. I'm not in competition with nobody. But people in competition with me for some apparent reason. You see how quiet it is? Usually I hear music playing, people talking loud. You don't hear none of this. It's quiet as a mouse. Because they tuned into what I got going on up here. They ain't tuned into what they supposed to be doing in their daily life. Taking care of their responsibilities, taking care of themselves, taking care of kids if they got kids. If you want to tune in, the more non-weird way to do it is to look at the video instead of trying to listen in. Don't you think? But some of these people claim they're not interested in what I have to say. Shit, apparently you is. You quiet as a mouse. You ain't even enjoying your own life. So nosy and busy worrying about what's going on in this apartment. Let's keep going. All right. Proverbs 24. When you should be reading a book or something, trying to get what you need to do. Okay, it says 30 through 34. Ain't no 30 through 34. Oh, it's in prime. No reason. I'm in the wrong part. Okay, let's go to Proverbs 6, y'all. I gotta read that again. 11, 6 through 11 now. Go to the ant, you sluggard. Consider its ways and be wise. So you can go outside and look at a group of ants and you can see how they act. They ain't trying to be, they ain't in comparison with nobody. They ain't getting in nobody's way. They just doing their daily duties on the daily. 8:35, 30:58 could be significant. They ain't trying to envy nobody. They ain't jealous of nobody. They ain't bumping into each other and nothing. They're in an orderly manner. They're all working together. 31:11. That's how the Most High want us to be as gods, as goddesses, as His children, working together, not against each other, not thinking you're above God and the goddess that's above us. 31:33. Master. Once you master it, you will see. Okay. A fire sign could be significant. Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius may need to hear this because I keep on scratching certain part of me. And I'm not going to tell you what it is because y'all like to steal stuff. Okay, it says, you will, when, when will you get up from your sleep? A little sleep, a little slumber, a little folding of the hands to rest. And poverty will come on you like a thief, and scarcity like an armed man, a troublemaker and a villain who goes about with a corrupt mouth, who winks miraculously with his eyes, signals with his feet, and motions with his fingers. Like somebody that always do this or do this. That's why I don't like talking with my hands. It tell you not to do that. You ain't supposed to be doing that if you're a child of God. 32:32. That should be ending for you because you know now. A person of God does not talk with their hands. So be careful what y'all do. Be careful who y'all watch. Be careful what y'all watch. Because there's a lot of witches and warlocks out here. These people know magic. They know we're magical beings. And some of these people are sellouts. Be your own people. 3303. Be your own people. Like it's same color people. Okay, 33:11. It says, and poverty will come on you like a thief, and scarcity like an armed man, a troublemaker and a villain who goes about with a corrupt mouth, who winketh miraculously with their eyes, signals with their feet, and motions with their fingers, who plots evil with deceit in his heart. He always stirs up conflict. Therefore, the disaster will overtake him in instant. He will suddenly be destroyed without remedy. There are 6 things the Lord hates, 7 that are detestable to him: haughty eyes, a lying tongue, hands that shed innocent blood, a heart that devises wicked schemes, feet that are quick to rush into evil, a false witness who pours out lies, and a person who stirs up conflicts in the community. 34:11. Okay? Proverbs 13. Okay? 4. It says, a sluggard's appetite is never filled, but the desires of the diligent are fully satisfied. So if you're a person of the Most High, you keep on doing what you're supposed to do. You stay prayed up. You stay reading what you need to do in life. 34:44, you're protected by the Holy Trinity, because 3444, you're protected by the Holy Trinity, the Father, the Mother, and the Son, or the daughter, perhaps. Okay? but you're protected, okay? Yeah, my hair might not look like it's done, but I got it under this rag for a reason, okay? I've been getting my rest. I ain't been worrying about nobody. I just been doing me. Really ain't nobody business what I've been doing, because you're supposed to be doing your own thing too. Getting yourself together, getting your life better, okay? Hello. Okay, so Proverbs 24, okay? 30 through 34, okay? It says, I went past the field of a sluggard, past the vineyards of someone who has no sense. Thorns had come up everywhere. The ground was covered with weeds, and the stone wall was in ruins. I applied my heart to what I observed and learned a lesson from what I saw. A little sheep, a little slumber, a little folding of the hands to rest, and poverty will come on you like a thief. And what is that? Scarcity, scarcely like an armed man. Okay, hope I said that right. Scarcely like an armed man. Thank you, God. Rome's. Let's look at Rome's. Okay, 12. It don't take no time to read. Okay, 11. Okay, it says, never be lacking in zeal, but keep your spiritual favor, serving the Lord. Be joyful in hope, patience, and affliction, faithful in prayer. Share with the Lord's people who are in need. Practice hospitality. Bless those who persecute you. Bless and do not curse. Rejoice with those who rejoice. Mourn with those who mourn. Live in harmony with one another. Do not be proud, like which some of y'all are. Let's look up what proud is. Let's see if we got it on here first. Because a lot of y'all ain't like y'all better than other people when we all in the same predicament. It don't matter if you got money or not. You still in the same predicament. Okay? Proud. Pride is the attitude of exalting oneself above God and others, often leading to spiritual blindness, rebellion, and downfall. Okay? When you act like you better than anybody else. You're not better than nobody else. Everybody in the same fucking boat. I don't care if you're rich or poor. A lot of people try to be prideful. A global celebration of queer identity, community, and reliance. Oh, nah, they talking about the LGBT community. Okay, pride is consistently portrayed as a dangerous sin and the root of evil that leads to destruction. And that is a deadly sin to be gay, okay? Pride. Somebody that feel like they better than God. They can do what they want to do. You know that's wrong. That's one of the things God hates. Okay? I said God hate too. You supposed to hate it too. Ultimately opposing God's desire for humility. Scripture warns that pride goes before destruction and states that God detests the proud. Instead, believers are urged to practice humility, acknowledging God as the source of all good. Okay, God opposes pride. God opposes the pride but gives grace to the humble. Pride is described as a haughty spirit that precedes a fall. The pride of life, defined as an elevation of self, states that pride is not from the Father but from the world. root of evil. Pride is seen as the underlying cause of many sins, including selfishness, envy, and spiritual blindness. It often leads to a refusal to seek God or trust in Him. So y'all don't even want to trust in God. Y'all don't even know how to pray no more. Y'all stop believing in prayer. Okay? Examples. Oh, it says God's hatred of pride. Let's look up Psalms 8 and 13. God hates people that are prideful. Think they're better than other people. Proverbs 8. Okay? 13. It says to fear the Lord is to hate evil. So you're supposed to hate evil. And people get mad because I say I don't like people that's evil. It is what it is. Get mad, I don't give a fuck. Then it says, I hate pride and arrogance, evil behavior, and perverse speech. Okay? It says, counsel and sound judgment are mine. I have insight. I have power. By me kings reign and rulers issue decrees that are just. By me prince governs, and nobles are all who rule on earth. I love who love me, and those who seek me find me. With me are riches and honor, enduring wealth and prosperity. My fruit is better than fine gold. What I yield surpasses choice silver. I walk in the way of righteousness along the path of justice. Okay? You're not supposed to act like you're better than nobody. You're not supposed to try to act like you're not supposed to be envying anybody. All right? Then it says, examples of pride. The Bible highlights instincts like the Pharisees in Luke 18:11, who boast in his righteousness, and the fall of Lucifer, often associated with pride. Okay? Abide in Christ. Depending on Jesus is the main antidote to self-centered pride. John 15:4 and 5. Let's look up John 15:4 and 5. All right? It says, remain in me as I remain in you. Because he is within us, okay? No branch can bear fruit by itself. It must remain in the vine. Neither can you bear fruit unless you remain in me. Then it says, I am the vine, you are the branches. If you remain in me and I in you, you will bear much fruit. Apart from me, you can do nothing. Like when you're away from the Most High, you can't do nothing. I heard you can't do shit. 43:33. You gonna worry. You gonna be prideful. You gonna be lustful. You gonna be in sloth. You gonna be in gluttony. You gonna have wrath against people. You gonna always be angry, mad, for no apparent reason. What else, God? You gonna want to be greedy. 44. Okay, 444. When you protected when you're with the Most High. Because the Most High is within you. All right? Then it says, I'm going to read that again. I am the vine. You are the branches. If you remain in me and I in you, you will bear much fruit. Apart from me, you can do nothing. So when you're apart from the Most High, you can't do shit. That's just real shit. I'm just telling you. And it says, if you do not remain in me, you are like a branch that is thrown away and withers. Such branches are picked up, thrown into the fire, and burned. If you remain in me, and my word remains in you, ask whatever you wish, and it will be done for you. 44:55. So if you remaining in the Most High, anything you wish for, it come true. You just gotta stay prayed up, because there's a lot of crazy people on this earth. But God is in control of all these people. God's in control of all animals. God's in control 45 living over all the bugs. He's in control over everything, basically. It's up to you to pick up a Bible, read it, 45:22. Pick up your hands, put it together and pray. Meditate day and night. Some of y'all fast. 45:33. All of us need to fast. It's good for your soul. It's good for your spirit. Okay? And when you fast, nobody should know you're fasting. There should be something that's personal with you and the Most High, nobody else. All right? It ain't nobody business what you do in your spare time. That's why I mind my business. I don't be worried about nobody else. Okay? Because you busy worried about somebody else or other people, your shit gonna be falling apart. Because you ain't focused on you. All right? It look like I covered all the sins. Okay? Alright, so let's get a couple of cards and we're going to close this out. Alright? Some of y'all need to know this. You need to know, or what messages do family need to know about in this message? Okay, when it comes to the 7 deadly sins, one card, please, and thank you. Okay, somebody could be born in 1985 that needs to hear this. Okay, a home, something about a home. Okay, somebody could like to eat popcorn. It's a form of gluttony, but you eat too much. Calm down with this shit. January, it's gonna be there. Save some for later. You don't gotta eat it all in one time. Somebody can love watermelon. Eat some for later. You ain't gotta eat it all in one time. Somebody can love to eat cake. Save some for later. You ain't gotta eat all that shit in one time. The GOAT, okay? 1931, 1943, 1955, 1967, 1979, 1991, 2003, and 2015. Okay, I was hanging out with my auntie today, and we was talking. Me and my brother and my auntie. And we was talking about how people, like, especially people, some of our people in our family, they always are trying to be in competition with each other. But why, when we family? The fuck is you trying to be in competition with your own family for? It makes no sense. That's why some of us can't get along with each other. Because y'all be in competition for what? What you trying to compete against somebody else for? It makes no sense. And we all supposed to be supporting each other, having each other backs. Alright? What's the message, Most High Archangel Ancestors? 1993. Somebody could be born 1993 that needs to hear this. The year of the rooster. Somebody could talk too much. Okay, 1946 could be significant. The year of the dog. Okay, somebody needs to be more loyal. Alright, what's the energy, Most High Archangel Ancestors? Somebody needs to be balanced here. Okay, figure out what they want to do in life. Okay, figure out what their purpose is. Okay, what's the energy, Most High Archangel Ancestors? 4922. One card, please, and thank you. Encouraged. Somebody's not encouraged. Okay, they don't believe. Start reading more, praying more, and I bet you be able to believe here. The dog is here. 2018, 2006, 1994. Okay, 1982, 1970, 1958, 1946, 1934. Okay, significant. All right. What's the energy, Most High Archangel Ancestors, when it comes to this read? Okay. something dealing with romantic love. Okay. I just seen romantic love. What's the energy, most high archangels and ancestors, when it comes to this reading? One card, please, and thank you. Somebody needs to be more like, pray for the love of their life, or pray for people that you love. That's what I'm getting from that card. All right. 5022, message for you. What's the energy, most high? What else they need to know? Okay. 2001. Something happened from 2001 to 2013 that could be significant. A snake. Somebody could have been around a snake that was born in this year. Somebody could be like evil as hell, need to work on themselves. Somebody could be born 2001, 2000 through 2013. They need to work on themselves. Okay, work on their evil ways. Work on being envious. 1980. Somebody could be born in 1980. The year of the monkey. They're not too smart. They do dumb shit. That's what I'm just told to let it say. 2023. Okay, the year of the rat. Somebody could have said something about somebody that they ain't supposed to say, and they're not winning, with the winner in the reverse. All right. Ground yourself. Stay grounded. Focus on you. Stop focusing on other people and what they got going on in their life. All right. That's why some people crumble, because they be worried about the wrong thing. It's not your business what's going on in nobody else's life. Focus on you. All right. Ask God. Ask the Most High what you need to do to become a better person. Okay, somebody could be very sexual. Somebody could be very, very sexual, very, very and they need guidance. All right, to master who they are. Okay, 1976 could be significant here. All right, 2000 could be significant here. This is somebody that want to take charge over you, take control of you. Okay, they need guidance. Okay, ask for the Most High. Anything you want, the Most High will give you. Anything is possible if you believe. Okay. Yeah, somebody's in very sexual energy. Somebody could be born in 2008. Okay, the year the tiger is here. They don't believe in themselves. Okay, they feel like they're weak. I heard weak or link. Take what resonates. Okay, saving all my love for you. I see Whitney Houston saving all my love for you. All right. Yeah, you're supposed to save up your love for somebody that you love, or somebody that you know that's gonna love you back in return. You don't supposed to be giving yourself away just because you in lust, you in heat, like a damn unloyal dog. Okay, you are sacred beings. Okay, if you believe that sort of thing. 2002 came out. Somebody could be born in 2002. All right. What's the energy, most high? Somebody could have big teeth. I'm saying big teeth. Okay, when I seen a horse. Okay, somebody could have like a horse mouth. I ain't trying to talk about you, but that's what I'm saying. Okay, somebody could talk too much. Okay, run their gums. That's what I just heard. They love to run their gums. Okay, what's the message for this person on Fire Angel Ancestors? What else needs to come out? Okay, somebody could love traveling places. All right, love moving from house to house, state to state, whatever. That's what I'm hearing. Okay. What else, most high? What other messages need to come out? All right. Rooster, the year of the rooster is here. Somebody could be born in 2017, 2005, 1993, 1981, 1969, 1956. 57, 1945, 1933. I didn't say that for no reason. It may be significant here. They're not focused. This is somebody that needs to focus on themselves. They're not focused, though. Somebody could be born on the 7th of the month, or could be born in July. All right. That's living in sin and don't know it. Need to work on their sins. Work on what sins they need to work on. Whether sloth, greed, okay, lust, okay, pride, laziness, okay. Somebody could be born on the 6th or in July or June. Take what resonate. That's what I just saw. All right. Anything else need to come out, most high? Okay. One card, please, and thank you. Any messages need to come out, most high archangels and ancestors, when it comes to this read? Okay, somebody could be a Pisces that needs to hear this. Anything else that needs to come out when it comes to this read, most high archangels and ancestors? One card, please, and thank you. One more card that's important to the people that's on this channel. One card, please, and thank you. Scorpio is here. Okay, so just like I said, Scorpio deals with sex, death, okay? Somebody could be dying, okay? Death penalty could be significant. 1954 could be significant here, okay? Your winner is here, all right? November could be significant. Capricorn could be significant. 2009, all right? But, yeah, somebody needs to work on their sex drive, okay? Somebody needs to work on the way that they carry themselves, because they could be killing themselves with what they do. 5635, I heard, on a daily basis, okay? Somebody's not encouraged. Somebody is not motivated, all right? Take what resonates with you. That's what I'm getting, okay? Just work on yourself, okay? You know what you need to do. Come on, y'all. Let to get some other. Okay? You know what you need to do. You're not supposed to be jealous of your brothers and sisters in Christ, okay? You're supposed to do better for yourself. We're here to help you, not bring you down, okay? Out of control, and some of y'all are becoming out of control with what y'all do, rebelling against each other, okay? Being unruly, okay? An ex, this could be an ex-friend, ex-lover, ex-family member, ex-associate, whatever, okay? What's the energy? Didn't want to change their ways. Somebody didn't want to change their ways, whether a friend, family member, lover, whatever. Magic backfired. Their magic has backfired here because they have no power over you. Something's ending for this person here. What's the energy, most high archangels and ancestors? When it comes to this energy, they're irritated, okay? Because they have no power over you and their magic is backfiring. Okay, what you throw off on others come back to you. Y'all think with karma ain't real till they actually hit that ass. Okay, because y'all don't want to change. Y'all willing to do anything to get what y'all want. Y'all don't have no kind of dignity, no kind of pride, okay? And then she coming back around on you. When it comes to something that's creative, take what resonates here. Yeah, not about the money. It's not about the money. Somebody was trying to block somebody from having love in their life, having love, like blocking love by doing magic. Somebody could have been doing love spells or sex magic on somebody here, trying to block them from finances, trying to block them from their roots, trying to block them from their ancestors. Take what resonates. All right. Yeah, somebody, you're about to be very, very emotional here. All right. Yeah, somebody don't. Yeah, because y'all ain't trying to remember. Y'all ain't trying to remember. All right. Yeah, because y'all are not open to remembering who you are. Okay? You're not open to remembering who you are, what you're here to do, why you're here to do it. Okay? You get irritated by people that try to help you. All right? That's why you're emotional here. On an emotional roller coaster here by praying in other people's life, getting in other people's business. You feel like you got to know what somebody else is doing. It's not your business. Worry about yourself. And that's why you be miserable, because you be trying to figure out what somebody else doing. Figure out what you need to do. What's the energy here? Somebody could love tacos. Somebody could love using cameras or gadgets, whatever that means for you, okay? Somebody could have love dogs. Somebody could have a chalupa dog, okay? Take what resonates. See, I ain't got to just say something. It's right here, okay? What's the energy, most high archangels and ancestors when it comes to greed? 119 could be significant here. Somebody's blown away. Okay, a hurricane could be coming somebody's way. 150 miles per hour could be significant. 150 miles per hour winds. Okay, not dating here. Some people are not dating because shit coming back around on them. All right, location. All right, not right. Somebody did some shit that wasn't right. All right, what's the energy, most high? Okay, they're being hunted by it, trying to make somebody a target. They're being hunted by it, okay? Yeah, they can't eat. Somebody can't eat. All right? It's no reason here. All right? Because they wouldn't stop doing something. All right? Something about a dream. Somebody could have had a dream about a pervert. Okay? And that person you had a dream about, this person is getting the blues right now. All right? Real. Because you kept it real about some shit. And they thought it was funny about what you were talking about. All right? When it comes to a lover, take what resonates. What's the energy when it comes to this read, Monta? Yeah, they were being ugly towards you. All right, being fake, being monsters. And they're being hunted by trying to make something a target or make someone a target here. They could have introduced somebody to you or something, or introduced somebody. Okay? Yeah, it's not about the money. That's what the most I want y'all to know. It's not about the money. Okay? What's the energy, most high? Conversational nature. Yeah, people need to start talking more to each other, getting on each other's levels. All right? Music could be significant here. Natural music. It needs to be more natural music out there. More natural rappers, more organic rappers here. Yeah, but some people are scared because they know they're caught. They're being ugly towards each other here, trying to get anything they want out of each other, being perverts, and they're scared. So these perverts are scared. Okay, people are that are wrapping people up into shit is scared. Okay, people that love money are scared. All right, people that are out of control, they're scared because shit coming back around on them. All right, somebody could not be trapped. What's the energy, most high archangel ancestors? We need 3 more. Yeah, Cougar is here. Okay, somebody could have been preying in somebody's life. Somebody could have been a predator. Somebody could have been stalking somebody here. Somebody could have been a stalker. Closed. Something could have been closed. World could have been significant here. New world. All right. Somebody getting arrested for what they've been doing here. Okay. Yeah, this is their karma. Okay, I love you guys so much. Peace and blessings from the ancestors, most high archangels. Like, share, subscribe to the videos. Tell family, friends, and associates, also lovers. Okay, from blocking people from finances or blocking people from what they need to know. It's a new beginning for you, okay? For the gods and goddesses that know and want to do better for themselves, that want to do right, that lead their gods and goddesses, that don't think this is a game because it's not. You're getting good karma. For the ones that don't think it's right, that's a sellout, that'll sell out for money, that don't love God, okay, that talks about God, that think God is fake, you're getting your bad karma, okay? They don't want to change their ways, they're out of control. You're getting bad karma here. You're being blocked. You're getting shit coming back around on you. And it ain't no joke. Your magic is backfiring, okay? 433. Witches and warlocks out there that's in disguise but can't be hidden. 919 could be significant. 7-19 could be significant here. Okay, 444, protection. Okay, because the righteous are protected. Love you guys so much. Peace and blessings from the ancestors, most high archangels. Like, share, subscribe to the videos. Tell family, friends, associates, and lovers about the messages so you can get your messages, okay? I love you guys, okay? Some people really need mental health, like they need help, okay? Because ain't no way in hell I'm finna try to look through somebody's window. Ain't no way in hell I'm finna try to listen through somebody's walls. Ain't no way in hell I'm trying finna do none of that just to prove a point to nobody. What you do in your daily life is your business, 523. But people do this. Gather up in groups to do shit like this. And nobody don't be fucking with these people. 533. Okay? But keep your legs closed, not open, but only to the one that loves you back in return. Bye. I don't see you, but God sees you.